Hello students, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to my office. We are here almost reaching the middle of the semester, and it feels to me quite fitting that this is a perfect time for us to recapture what this course is about, what the goals of the course are, and where we're moving from here. So just to recapture briefly, the goal of the course is to introduce you to the elements of fiction, which you've been doing with the charts, and you're all becoming quite experts at it. Because those elements of fiction, as you already know, are extremely helpful in the interpretation of literature, in this case, American literature. As we interpret American literature, we are learning values, conflicts, beliefs, tensions, resolutions that are important to America as a collective group of people, to Americans, I should say. We have explored two ways of interpreting fiction. The first one are the three theoretical approaches: psychoanalysis, Marxism, and feminism. We also introduce you briefly, or we touched briefly at the beginning of the semester, the issue of literary movements and literary periods. Please go back to module number 2 and revisit the overall view of this period. From now on, we're going to be introducing you to a different period and its movements, its characteristics, its values. These are very important in the interpretation of fiction because they highlight different priorities that take place depending on the movement, depending on the period that we're talking about. I want you to keep in mind as you go through these periods and movements that because one is replaced by another one, it does not mean that the values of a previous period are no longer important to us as a collective whole, meaning to us as Americans. It simply means that different values, different priorities, different concerns, both nationally and internationally, are taking place. Think about history, what's happening in history, what's happening economically, what anxieties are being created, or what anxieties people have that they tend to interpret literature in a particular way versus another one. As you learn about these literary movements and periods, you will understand why they're important in the reading of novels. You will see that the characters and the kinds of conflicts they're having are really reflected. They really reflect a lot of our history. In terms of the history of where the conflicts are coming from, in terms of racism, in terms of classism, issues of gender, issues of immigration, who is an American and who is not, who belongs to this land and who's not. Those issues will be explored in all the novels that we're going to be reading. However, as we move into the novels and we introduce you to these periods, please do not forget the three theoretical approaches. They're extremely helpful, and you will continue to use them to interpret the novels. The last thing I want to leave you with is don't rush to doing the elements of fiction, the chart, before you finish reading the novel. Read it first, because you will see that what you might think is the resolution in the middle of the novel might actually not be. Another conflict might arise towards the end of the novel. Having said that, I hope you do enjoy these next 3 novels. They are set in 3 historical periods and 3 historical areas with very, very different characters. And their multiplicity and their various conflicts, I think it's a wonderful way of understanding how complex our history is and who we are as Americans and how that is reflected in our literature. Enjoy the novels, and I look forward to reading your blogs. Thank you.